Hello, hi. Hi. I'm so fucking late. I'm so sorry. I've been so good about not being late to my own fucking streams. And then I completely forgot that I had this planned until, well, now, basically, because I looked at the calendar and I saw what was going on, and I'm like, oh shit, I completely forgot that I had planned this. So, yeah. Hi. Welcome to me being late as fuck. My name is Micah, your host, and I have Squirrel over here, down there. Oh, if I can get her in the shot. Yeah, there's Squirrel. And then Kipper is like up top on the desk right now. So we have both cats with us today, which is a monumental occasion that like never happens. Is Kira Miki the biggest pop idol in history? Nacho, Doug, don't tell me. Uh-oh. The world at large is still coming to terms with the idea of the Lilim being so quickly integrated into our society. Some say they can't be treated as human because they're immoral or immortal, and as such cannot really understand what it's like to be alive, but most of the Kira Miki fandom would disagree. Anti-Lilim people are insane. To me, Miki knows more about life than I do, and I'm older than this damn city, Richard Show, 55, told the Augmented Eye during a fan gathering. So the city is not as old as a 55-year-old man, which really starts coming into question as to how old the city is and how long it's been the way that it has, you know? At least for, like, world lore. Yeah, don't go for my wine. It's mine. You can literally be over there, but don't touch my wine. Are you just gonna hang out on the floor? Or are you gonna want out? Do you want me to open the door? Because if I open that door, I'm gonna close it again, and then you're probably gonna be upset. Yeah, you're looking at me like you want me to open the door. Okay, fine, fine. I'm opening the door. Go on. Here's the open door. I guarantee you she's gonna claw at the door and be like, let me back in. I'm alone. I don't want to be alone. I can almost guarantee it. I'm with Richard, added Nacho, 6. I may be a dog, but I'm utterly fascinated with the way she writes about things in her blog. She's impressed by everything, and nobody really knows what life's about anyways. That's a fair point. Sad thing is, I take him more seriously, but it's a talking corgi with an eye patch. Yeah, and then you have a corgi with a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses on, so like... I like how she's not even, like, paying attention to the conversation that the corgis are having. Like, that's how much of a fuck she does not give when it comes to the dog clientele. Friday after work isn't just a beer, though. It's the beer. Can't argue with that. I could make it big for the heck of it. Yeah, let's make it a big beer. Why not? That sounds like a wonderful idea, especially since it'll be the first beer of the night after work, and you're gonna make it a double, because you're nice. Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful plan. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And all mixed. Okay. Here, let's make it special. Yeah! Cheers! She actually reacts when I tease her. You take it in your stride, but she actually gets startled, squirms, and then gets uncomfortable. How is that any good? She's cute and her reactions are cute. But if you keep it up, she'll either leave or get used to you. You know, like me. Shit, you're right. I must save my teasing for when the moment is just right then. No, that's not the problem. It is for me. Wait, how can something be spicy and bland at the same time? An alcohol that's both spicy and bland? Yeah, that is what the Bloom Light was. Spicy and bland. Tell me how that makes sense. Because to me, it fucking doesn't make any sense at all, okay? Like, that doesn't... That doesn't compute, okay? It does not compute. Although thanks to my first boyfriend, I did pick up a very annoying habit of correcting people's grammar on the fly. Oh, see, I do that, but it's because I am literally an English snob. Like, I love the English language. I love literature. And if something isn't grammatically correct, or if something isn't properly formatted, or whatever, like, I can be such a fucking shithead about it. Because I think you're stupid if you don't know how to do something a certain way when it comes to the English language. Because, I mean, that's how we communicate, right? That's how you communicate with other people who are English speakers or people who can read English. So if you're not able to properly communicate in a written format or be able to properly comprehend something through reading, then I don't understand you as a person very much, because that's like my whole thing, okay? Like, I don't understand science a whole lot. I don't understand math a whole lot. But English and communication in that way, I understand really well, at least from like a written perspective. I can't talk to save my fucking life. Like, I can't use English orally very well, I find I sound so stupid all the time. But if I write something, I sound like the smartest person in the entire world, or at least that's how it comes across to me. So, I don't know, like, I just value that aspect of communication a lot, because I feel like without that, there's not really a whole lot there. Because when someone talks, like, you can understand them to a certain degree, but it's not going to be the same type of degree as if someone was to write something, I guess. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's more to understand from people if you give them the chance to write and learn how to write and learn how to do it properly, versus not. I don't know. Maybe that just makes me sound like an academic snob or something. It probably does. But still, like, it's such an important aspect that it doesn't make sense to me if you don't take the time to learn it or take the time to understand it, because how else are you supposed to properly explain something to somebody if you don't have the language to do so? Like, for example, let's say someone is very math and science brained when it comes to being smart. Like, let's say someone is the complete opposite of me. They know how math works, they know how science works. But if you don't understand the English language enough to be able to communicate your understanding of math and science, how are you supposed to tell someone like me how that works in a way that I will understand? Right? Like, you can't. There's no way to do that if you don't hone your writing and your English skills, right? Like, there's no way to do that. There's no way to dumb it down for someone like me, where certain things about math and science are just way over my head. Like, anything to do with space, it's so over my head. Like, I can't, man. Like, I just don't get it. I can try, and I have tried, but ultimately the numbers are so big, and the visuals are so, like, I can't visualize it. It's too big, it's too massive, it's too out there that there's nothing that I can use as a visual to be able to properly see it and understand it, because I can be quite a visual learner sometimes, depending on what it is. Like, the only way that I personally understood chemistry at all was if I had one of those 3D model things that could help me build it. That was the only way I had any understanding of chemistry. Anyway, that's my little stupid tangent about how people need to learn how to properly do English stuff. Social media has just made me, like, hands up in the air, like, I'm not here to make anyone mad at me. I'm living my own life. Sure, I care about certain things, but do I know what to do about it? Hell no. I'm just a person who exists and is just trying to navigate my own life, let alone all this other shit that we have access to now because of technology. I don't know about anybody else, but, like, I'm just so much like, I'm gonna stay in my lane, I'm gonna stay in my little corner, and that's about where I am gonna be, because that seems safe, that is comfortable, and it's probably not gonna cause any issues with anybody. At least I hope not. And after all that, she just says, "What the hell do you know? You don't have any kids." Yeah, you slutty skank. I don't have kids, but I'm not broke just because I refuse to take a job. I don't even have kids, but I'm not leaving them in the first barely familiar house I find. I don't have kids, but I'm not letting the guy that hit me on a regular basis back into my bed. I don't have kids, but I pretty much raised Ava and Bernardo, and they've turned out pretty damn well. I don't have any kids, but I'm not a cheap whore. Ah! Damn. I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say. I love my family and I put them above all else. But Diana is seriously pushing the boundaries of what I can allow. Boss, what's that? Spicy chicken wings. Where did you get spicy chicken wings? From a spicy chicken. You know, spicy chicken, the shop 2 blocks from here. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Why are you carrying a bucket of spicy chicken wings? Why aren't you carrying a bucket of spicy chicken wings? Well, because... Thought as much. Yo, Armitage. Elma. I know what I said. Will the chicken you're talking about be cooked ready? Or cooked already? You might need to heat it up. But it'd be cooked otherwise. Great, I expect you here Sunday at 8 p.m. Thanks. Anyway, I'll be back to my office. You know, in a cruel twist of irony, she's the one that made me pick up bartending. Oh? Back when I was thinking what the hell to do with my life, I remembered a night we spent in a club. She started talking about how the drinks were synthesized, the chemistry involved, the reactions and all that. Everything sounded so fascinating. I remember saying that her talk made me want to start mixing drinks. She said if everything else fails, why not take up bartending? Huh, interesting. Oh, hey Dorothy. Oh, hi honey. What's with the trapped woman on the screen? Did you see that? Are you okay? I just kind of wandered in here. I guess I'm a bit distracted. So what's wrong with your guardian? Well, she still treats me like a kid. The worst part is that sometimes I fear she might see me as some sort of replacement for her dead daughter. Oh, okay. We're going down that rabbit hole, I guess. Huh? Dead daughter? I was deployed to her not long after she lost her daughter. A contrived coincidence, really. Even when I was still developing self-awareness, I always feared she might be using me as a replacement. She didn't, though, or at least not consciously. At times she would just stop doing something or return a gift she's given me. If she felt like she was projecting too much of her daughter onto me. What irony that years later I'd make a living pretending to be someone else in the bedroom. How's that? Well, most of the time my job involves role-playing, a daughter, a student, some helpless kid. It means I've gotten many clients looking exactly for that, but on the other hand, from a professional standpoint, I'd rather have them hire me because of me. Because of my character, not because I'm the one that role-plays as little girls. Maybe I need to exaggerate some attribute. What's the problem with your guardian, then? If you do that on a daily basis, why worry about it? Because I don't want to make her sad. Every time I visit her, I fear she might look at me and see her daughter, that seeing me makes her sad. At this point, I don't even care if she's At this point, I don't even care if she's projecting her daughter onto me. I just don't want to make her feel sad. Did you try talking with her? How so? Telling her just what you said to me. Clear up those fears. I mean, unless she's not the kind to want anyone opening up to her, that is. I never really thought about talking to her about that. It doesn't sound like something you just bring up, though. Keep it in mind, at least. Maybe she'll appreciate the gesture. I wouldn't know, though. I haven't met her. She's a really nice woman. The problem is mostly with me, I think. Well, then I'm taking my break. Oh, I'll be leaving then. No, what I was trying to say is that I'm taking my break. You want to come? Really? If you don't mind talking on a chilly night in an alley behind the bar, that is. I've done worse in alleys. Let's go. Boss, I'm taking my break. Alright. Yes! I've never unlocked this interaction ever before in other playthroughs. This is new! Okay, so before we explore any of this new shit, I want to refill my glass with the last bottle or glass of wine for the day, forever, for like the next time I ever have wine, which is probably going to be like 6 months from now because that's just how often I drink. So I will be back. You do what you gotta do in the meantime, And I will see you when I come back and we go through this awesome interaction that I've never before seen. Okay? Cool. Want one? Are you really offering a little girl a cigarette? Now you're a little girl? I always am. Innocent, however, is another matter entirely. But anyway, thanks. No. Smoking seriously messes with my air filters, and they're a hassle to replace. Excuse me. Don't mind me, though. Smoke to your heart's content. Thanks. So, why don't you tell me about this guardian of yours? I want to know what kind of woman she is. Sure. Well, her name is Sophia Graham. Graham? She's a retired PE teacher. Nowadays, she works at a gym during the morning shift. She's pretty fit, if I do say so myself. She had a daughter. Apparently, she suffered from nanomachine rejection all of her life. And when she finally healed, she was hit by a truck. Oh, fuck. What was her daughter's name? I don't know. I never asked, really. Are you okay? I'm reading fear. Or is that surprise? It's hard to tell. I'm fine, yet... Wait, read? Well, I don't see emotions like you do. I have to make do with a combination of body heat, readings, face recognition, and context. I'm still a bit confused about some, but I've gotten better with time. Anyway, you sure you're fine? Yeah. Scared or surprised. She's not wrong, though. Wait, does that mean your last name isn't really Hayes? Hayes is just my artistic name. Sounds more exotic, and that's what people usually look for in this business. I tried other names, though. Dolores Hayes, Genesis Graham. I tried Dorothy Warrior once, but a legal team came out of nowhere and stopped me cold. So what's your legal name, then? Rebecca Dorothy Willow Graham. A bit of a mouthful, if you ask me. So Dorothy's actually your second name? Should I call you something like Becky, then? People have always called me Dorothy rather than Rebecca for some reason. That's why I chose it. It's useful, too. People have tried to falsify stuff using my name and they always get caught. Because they use Dorothy Hayes as their name. Yep. Only my mom, or guardian, calls me Rebecca, so it's weird to hear it from others. What about Willow? Willow's my first surname, actually. When I got registered, my guardian was married to a guy who had Willow as a last name. Shortly after I joined their household, they separated, so I was left with his family name first. Hold on, so your real name in short would be Rebecca Willow? Doesn't have the same pizzazz to it if you ask me. Whatever you say, Becky. Stop it! It'd be like if I called you Julianne all of a sudden. Ugh. Ahem. Whoa, that was anger I read just now. Lots of anger. I think it's weird enough already if you call me Jill instead of Honey. Weird, huh? How you can end up feeling associated with a name that's not yours. I have an uncle that always called me Tina. He kept calling my cousin Tina Jill for some reason. Neither of us mind it though, because he's calling us what he thinks we're called instead of mixing us up. That and it's completely useless to try and correct him. Alright then. But you know, maybe that effect is true for your clients too. How so? Well, you're worried about your clients not hiring you because you're you, right? But think about what happens when that's announced. Wait, what? But think about what happens when it's announced that a character will be played by a different actor. Sure, it's a character, but people are also going for the actor playing the character. So you're saying they go for my roleplay instead of just mere roleplay? Sounds too far-fetched. Sounds plausible, actually. Okay, honey, I'll take my leave now. Don't want to take up all of your break. Thanks for the chat. See you at the party tomorrow. Bye. Why drink something cold when the weather outside is so cold, too? It's not that cold, actually, but I've always had decent tolerance for the cold, so I'm not a good reference. So Stella isn't with you today? She's throwing a mega Christmas party tomorrow and is having a meeting today. I'm just helping her by checking on some of the things she ordered. And here I was, all ready to invite you to the party we're throwing tomorrow. You're throwing a party too? Sorry about that. Can't really say no to Stella. Maybe next time? If there's a next time at all. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I want you to know that I want you to have a good time. Have fun. Drink a couple of beers in our honor. Heh, I will then. What are Stella's Christmas parties like? They're really big. There's lots of food and drinks and music. Sometimes there's too much food, though. So at the end of the party, she lets the staff take home whatever's left. She also buys toys for all the children of her staff members. Really? She says something about taxes or whatever, but during the whole thing, she just shines. She carries a beaming smile that I don't see any other day of the year. Many of the kids have even started calling her Auntie Ella. Oh, that's adorable! Ah! That's so cute. Usually people like feeling numb because the numbness helps them forget their problems. Even if we don't talk about alcohol, there's a portion of people that can't afford food, or who are suffering from some pain that only alleviates when drunk or high. It doesn't sound really logical on paper, but then again, humans are rarely, if ever, logical creatures. Despair and pain cloud your judgment and make you do stupid things sometimes. Yeah, I've seen that firsthand. This world has an ugly side nobody deserves to be a part of. There's also a matter of addiction, you know? You start just liking the drink, but then you need more of it, and before you know it, you're hooked. Oh yeah, that too. So tell me, what kind of party are you guys throwing? Nothing fancy. It'll just be me, Boss, Gil, and a couple of regulars. They'll bring food, we'll chat for a while, and that's it. Man, that sounds so good. At least better than the whole planning madness Stella is throwing right now. If you ever throw something like that again, you let me know, you hear? Sure. I learned something after that Hella and Apollo trust. Life is not something that you can just throw away easily. Clawing my way out of that place made me realize just how much I want to be alive. The body count left in the bank was ridiculous, but I'm still here. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm alive. I'll figure it out sooner or later. Merry Mega Christmas! Let us celebrate Santa's resurrection as the Mega Santa that saved Christmas from the Redmonds. We made our house dope as shit before whatever the hell else happens. So, yeah, let's go to this party. And you, Gil? I don't have that many clothes to begin with. Gil! You poor soul! You people depress me. Yeah! Yeah, they do! Well, everything's in place back there. Ah, Elma's here. You know, there was a time when people greeted others before saying stuff like that. Come on, Jill, greet her properly. Welcome to Valhalla. Wait. Man, if that's not a sign that you need to ease up on the work, I don't know what is. Shut up, it's become a reflex. Wait, Alma also came in her usual attire. Why aren't you saying anything to her? Ribbed sweaters get a free pass. Why? Silly question, never mind. Jill, what did that massage do exactly? It was a regular massage. I might have accidentally unclasped her bra, though. It felt like something snapped. Well, just imagine the pressure the poor thing must be a subject to. I just got that! Oh my god! That's amazing! Oh my god. Why does it look like a planet has been absolutely fucking incinerated? I don't think I've even seen this before. Yeah, I've definitely never seen this before. Chapter 3, Dulce. I don't think I've ever seen this before. This is wild. I think we're entering new territory. Like, this does not look familiar to me. And this one means sweet. Ain't that sweet? What the fuck? What does that even mean? What does that achievement even mean? I need $10,000 on the 30th or I'm gonna be evicted? Excuse me, I have $453. How am I supposed to make $10,000 in 4 days? The fuck? The job she loved no longer exists. She was used as a disposable pawn in the whole bank affair. I'm afraid it will all make her go back to her old ways. Old ways? There was a rough spot when Sei was a teen. Her mom's clinic was about to close, then her biological father, who was an asshole, showed up, and the teachers at her school didn't help. Sei is not a slow learner by any means, but her way of learning stuff is different. She needs equivalences to things she knows. She needs to get a bit in her mindset. Once you get this, she's a fast learner, but schools don't have that kind of patience. They basically branded her a failure. She even dropped out. I would have suggested a special course somewhere else, but that would have offended her. She's always been against being labeled as special or different. Anyway, Sei was totally different during that period. Foul-mouthed, short-fused, always frowning, the total opposite of how she is nowadays. From time to time, I see that old look cross her face and it scares me. You're comparing her to her teen self, though. People mature. Maybe she'll show signs from time to time, but I bet Sei knows better than to go back to that. I hope so. Get me something cold and sweet, will you? Sure.